we've got the better answer out of the proof of concepts that we've run, which save time for us. There's been no messing around. It's just been a good process. My name's Don. I am the CISO at Kinley. Kinley are a global audiovisual provider. I look after the whole of security. So that's physical security, that's compliance, vulnerabilities, testing, etc., and also making sure that that security is always part of our design process for our customers.
How do you make sure you're aware of the highest impact opportunities as early as you can?
The project list has to fit in very closely with my risk strategy, as in what are my greatest risks? How can I actually close them out? In the same breath, there's also be the contract cycle. And then at the end of the day, it is what can the team deliver? If our customers are turning around and saying, we need you to have X as a technology or a capability, that's something that I need to look at very closely, very clearly. And then finally, what's actually truly important, because the board are the people that at the end of the day setting the strategy that you're feeding into. So all those kind of different strands pulled together. What's pressing for me most in 2025 is appropriate use of resource. We're obviously having to make sure that we're getting the correct return on investment, the correct use of money, and the correct strategy. Is a tool coming to at the end of the contract? Do I need to re-review this? Are we really happy with their performance? The people that I use and the vendors that I use on a regular basis, I've trusted them. And they've been one of the first people I've called. Before Sagetap, I'd go at looking for vendors the kind of the traditional way, Forrester or Gartner, going to trade shows such as InfoSec Europe, Black Hat, etc., etc. A lot of CISOs, we have these little private WhatsApp groups or the like, where we can openly talk and discuss. Generally, I would say you'll get the truth from that. But there may be a bad experience. Someone may have had a bad day, and that may not be a true reflection on them. But for them, that's what they think, and that's what they'll say. The painful thing with conferences and the like, trying to make sure your name tag isn't getting sniped to get emails through that you just don't care about or will never read. Yeah, there's a better way. And there is a better way.
There is. Well, let's go into that. Let's talk about why you use Sagetap and how it's made an impact on you and your organization.
It gives me the option to dip in and dip out when I need. A lot of the companies in Sagetap, they're not the established ones. You won't see the kind of giant boothed companies that you would see in the big trade shows there. And for me, I really appreciate that because they're going to be far more attentive to my needs, which means we'll actually have their best people on. We've got the better answer out of the proof of concepts that we've run, which save time for us. There's been no messing around. It's just been a good process.
Tell me about some of the vendors that you have found on Sagetap. What problem have they addressed and why are you excited about them?
There are a few that I've talked to that have blown me away. One of them is a company called Halcyon. Their solution is so simple, but so clever. On the call, they detonated ransomware and then fixed it. It was like, wow, hello. Yeah, really, really impressive. Egress was another company that we looked at, another one called Iron Scales, both of which in the email security, anti-phishing side of things. And both of them were really, really good. One out there called Praetorian, which I love the name. Imper.ai is a deep fake one, as part of the meeting, supplied me with a video of my CEO singing my praises. The look on my CEO's face was priceless.
When your review comes around, you're going to have to show them that and say, don't you remember saying this about me?
There's plenty of others. I've talked to a number of different vendors about a number of different initiatives I've got. Anyone who's looking or potentially thinking about using it, try it. You may have some interesting conversations. It's a whole different world and way of interacting with vendors. It's done on your terms. And for me, that's really important.